Let
No,
it
I'm
amp up.
amping myself up. Come on.
Feel it.
Come on.
Feel that music.
Live from Vanguard and Nancy Reagan's Just Say No bumper sticker. It's an all-new, terrific Tuesday edition of Business Pants. Joined by the only person left in my world, analyst hole Matt Moscardi. In today's ESG-shaped bass guitar. Oh, I like that. Called September 17th, 2024. A very special seminar where we help business news headline writers be better at their jobs, otherwise known as Biz Nuggets! Yay! Yeah. Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics, the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance for free. I'll tell you this, Matt. No joke. Well, all the research I do for our shows, we do a bunch of shows here. All the data I need and pull. The two sites I'm at the most often are the SEC site, pulling filings, and freeflowanalytics.com, looking at boards, looking at. I love it all. I love the performance ratings. I just love who's on the boards. I love to see what the percentage of their influence is on the board. All kinds of stuff.
Honestly, they're the best sponsor we could possibly have.
Are you ready for some Biz Nuggets? You don't seem like you're very chipper. I know you have a lot of sick people at home.
It's like half my house. It's actual pneumonia.
It's called school. I mean, what are you going to do?
I thought we'd make it past 2 weeks of school before we actually got pneumonia. But no, they managed to do it inside 2 weeks. There were overachievers in our house.
All right, we're doing the show a little bit different today. First, I'll do some of my terrible jokes. And then we'll have a section where, although we don't have anyone to determine the winner, but we both picked some of the same headlines, so we'll have kind of a who did it better section in the middle. Okay?
Yeah, we can just argue. We'll just argue about it.
And then we'll finish up with your terrible jokes at the end, okay? You ready for this?
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Yeah.
My jokes are fantastic.
No, they're horrible. Here we go. I'm going to start with two for Tuesday. This is a Boeing 2 for Tuesday. 2 Boeing jokes. I love a Boeing joke.
For the price
so I got
of one.
2. Here we go. And believe me, you're not going to laugh. In our... Oh, great. You pay me 273 times the median salary, and I have to sit with the knuckle draggers headline of the week? Boeing executives barred from flying business class to save money during strike.
Wow.
How about all year? Why just during strike?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do they request to fly Airbus also?
Like me, do they take the extraordinary effort to make sure that when they're flying, they're only on an Airbus?
Only ever on an Airbus, because they know those will work.
Another one from Boeing. In our strike could cost Boeing the equivalent of 3 failed former CEO Dave Calhoun's per day. Okay,
Wow,
bear with me.
I like that math.
That's a wordy one. Headline of the week. Here's the real headline. Strike could cost Boeing $100 million plus in daily revenue, analysts say. That's the...
I love your math there.
So Dave Calhoun,
he made what
last year, $33 million.
33.
Yeah, and now a huge bump from the year before, all during his suckitude.
So, I mean, this is what shareholders wanted, right? They wanted to lose 3 Calhouns a day.
I gotta say, if they didn't see this coming, I mean, the employees are already pissed that they're getting probably a lot of the blame for Boeing sucking, right? Even though it's
that's exactly what they got. Yeah,
it's the culture created by the executives and plans and implementation by the executives, and they also have access, like I do, to public filings showing that Dave Calhoun made 273 times the median employee at Boeing. So they know this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
And then when they get a quote unquote historic contract to avoid the strike, they're like, "Wait, Dave Calhoun just got a historic bonus on his way out the door, failing up. Why are we paying for that?"
I wonder how the workers felt. So before they voted to ratify the contract, the headlines were already saying this was a big win for the new CEO and the best ever contract. They were like, "What? Let us vote on it first.
Can we read it first? Can we read the contract?"
In our chefs will put their recipes on a pizza box to help Pizza Hut make better pizza. Headline of the week. Pizza Hut will put your resume on a pizza box to help you get a job.
I mean, Look, I like the effort.
Yeah, well, I guess. Look, I don't want to be. Well, I mean, I don't want to be any more judgmental than I already am, which is pretty crazy and outrageous. But if I have an employee applying to me who eats pizza from Pizza Hut in 2024, where there's delicious pizza everywhere, I'm not hiring him. Sorry.
Wow.
What are you doing?
Wow. What if they're like a recently graduated college kid?
No.
And they just can't afford your fancy Portland Maine pizzas.
I can go to Hannaford and get a ball of pizza dough now for $2.
Okay.
I'm serious. You can make your own pizza.
Yeah, but
so
you
easily.
you have an oven, so that separates you.
All right, you win. I just wanted to point this out too, in something that we overlooked somehow. On the Yum Brands board, directors are asked what their favorite Yum Brands food item is.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Which they're doing the Starbucks, right?
On the Proxy Countdown this week, go download that. We talked about Darden restaurants, Darden
Olive Garden,
Olive Gardens, and they don't do that, and I don't know why.
Every company should do that. I don't care what you sell. Just tell us your favorite
Procter
product.
& Gamble, what's your favorite?
It's not hard.
Your favorite brand of household cleaner?
Yeah, I
Who
was gonna
cares?
say there's 400 different Colgate toothpaste. Tell us which one that you use.
I want to know. Do you use bubble gum? Because nobody likes that flavor, not even kids.
Okay, so I looked at the Yum Brands board. Only 2 of 12 directors selected a Pizza Hut food as their favorite Yum Brands food, which is good news, I guess, for women, because that means there's a demographic that's even less than the only having 4 women on their board out of 12. So there you go. The winner was Taco Bell with 5. KFC a close second with 4.
Oh, jeez. I don't know how I feel about Taco Bell winning.
Well, I think this is where what I'm thinking is isn't it a little awkward where you're having your brands compete against each other and some of them are going to have 0 people liking your food?
I'm a little concerned that anybody likes any of that food. I guess they had to make a choice.
And finally, in this first section, in our Zuck is banning Putin from Facebook for being a shithead. Headline of the week. Meta is banning Russian state media outlets like RT from its apps everywhere for engaging in political interference campaigns.
I like that he got around to it in 2024.
But we're really talking about 2 men here, right? I mean, we're talking about Putin orders its media outlets to mess with the U.S.
Say a thing, yep.
And Zuck orders Facebook to do a thing. I don't know. That's what we're talking about here.
You know what? At least none of them are ordering Pizza Hut.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. I could see Putin eating a lot of pizza. All right. Let's go to the next section. This is the same headline. Who did it better section? Do you want me to just go first every time, or you want to mix it up?
I don't care. You can have an advantage by going first every time. The 0 audience members.
I feel like going second is the advantage because the audience has time to think about how much they hate my joke. But okay, whatever.
We'll swap. Right. You go first.
All right. In our whatever you do, please don't mistake me for somebody who gives a shit. Headline of the week. Jamie Dimon is still committed to DEI, but says he's not woke.
I don't know.
All right, how'd you do it?
In our I'm a full-throated, red-blooded, patriotic, unwoke, capitalist CEO. Also, my assistant told me we have black people that work at JP Morgan now, so that's cool. Headline of the week, Jamie Dimon is still committed to DEI, but says he's not woke.
I mean, in a nutshell, what he's saying here is that DEI makes him money, right? That's his point.
To JP Morgan's credit,
good for business. It's not.
He recognizes that this is very good for business.
Does he not know that makes it worse somehow in some weird way?
It doesn't to me. It doesn't make it worse. I mean, you just have Tractor Supply, who ostensibly it is also good for business for most businesses, if not all. They're retracting it. I just like
the civil rights movement is rolling in its grave.
The first part of my joke is not a joke. That's a quote. He said that in April
Is that
of
right?
this year. That's a
All right, you get the
direct
win.
quote.
You get the win for quoting something that I thought you had made up. So
I
there
did
you
not
go.
make it up. That was a direct quote from
What
Jamie
kind of
Dimon.
what is wrong with him? He's like so afraid of being. What's he afraid of being thought of as someone who cares? Someone who gives a shit.
Anytime someone beats
Red-blooded?
their chest,
What does that mean? Red-blooded.
like I just can't. I picture in my head all the accents he could have said that.
Jamie
in.
Dime, congratulations! You still have a penis. Thank God. I mean, I was worried. Really.
Oh, speaking of,
Okay.
I'll read the first one
All right,
this
go
time.
ahead.
The side of the bottle says side effects include increased racism, misogyny, anger issues, self-loathing, C-list internet celebrity, and a possible cabinet position in a Republican White House. Should I take it? Headline of the week: Robbie Starbucks' impact on corporate DEI policies.
Ugh, I don't like this one at all. I decided to play this one. I rewrote the headline, how it really should read. Disinterested and racist, sexist board of directors impact on corporate DEI policies. And
Oh, I think I got a double win
Robbie
there.
Starbucks impact on, because you know what? I'm sick of people telling this story from the vantage point of Robbie Starbuck. This has very little to. I mean, I can't. Maybe it has 0.1% to do with Robbie Starbuck, other than the fact that he's using a megaphone fine to draw attention to something that he cares
Okay.
about.
Yeah,
But the
let's
board
be,
of directors at these companies are the ones who
Yes.
are reversing these policies.
let's be clear about the history of Robbie Starbuck. He was filming like
I don't even care what he
music
was doing.
videos.
Who cares?
20 years after music videos were relevant.
Fine, great.
He's been filming those. He puts out a movie about his conservative
Honestly, I don't care. I don't even
crazy-
care. I don't even care to crap on Robbie Starbuck. It's the
anti-trans
boards.
stuff.
It's the board.
But
the directors.
he gets retweeted by Elon Musk, and gets followers, and that's the only reason why anyone looks at him.
The boards.
Meanwhile,
The directors.
the corporate boards have to approve rolling these things back, and every one of them, in every case, have fucking caved like a bunch of cows.
And I gotta say this: Matt and I spent way too much time in a rabbit hole on Robbie Starbuck's Twitter page yesterday.
Not fun.
Any of you directors out there from these companies, you would not let your sons and daughters spend time on this because it's a bunch of angry incel, like it's just weird conspiracy theories. Weird.
If a director knew that that's who he was and still rolled it back,
Well, they did their due diligence. No, I mean they must have looked into
you
this
have
guy,
to be an
right?
insane. You would have looked at that and been like, "Well, we can't. We
Crazy.
don't. If we listened to everybody with a tinfoil hat,
Shameful.
we'd be out of
Shameful.
business, right? Like
Shameful.
it's really incredible.
All right, come on. Let's,
So you're
let's
up
have
next.
fun again. Let's have fun again.
Yeah, let's. This
I
is
don't
a
know.
fun show.
I don't know if
This
any
is a
of this is
fun
actually fun. In our Nelson Peltz has already taken credit for this. Headline of the week: The Walt Disney Company makes history with record-breaking 60 Emmys.
See, we're in this. We've been working together for too long.
Yeah.
In our, Nelson Peltz was disappointed in the result, saying only 60? Probably because of all the blacks they keep casting.
Yeah.
Headline of the week: The Walt Disney Company makes history. With
Well, don't forget the women. I mean, didn't he say something disparaging about too many
yeah, I
women?
think he just
or-
doesn't like them. But he said,
doesn't like
"Why do we
DEI.
have to?" Just so, in case you think I'm making something up.
No.
Nelson Peltz did say of the Black Panther cast, why
one
did
of
it
the
have
most
to-
one of the most
the highest grossing movies of all
ever
time.
of all
ever.
time.
All
I
time.
think top 10, definitely top 20.
He said, "Why did it have to have so many black people in it?"
Yeah, in Black Panther. Yeah. Nonetheless, maybe he thought it was about a cat. Maybe he was disappointed because
Yeah,
he
he was
big jungle
really
cats.
disappointed. He thought it was all jungle cats.
All
All right, I'm up.
Are we doing winners? No, I think I'm winning all of them. Go ahead.
No, you lost. I think.
I'm more clear. You're more long-winded. So we're both losers and winners. Go ahead. Come on, go.
All right. Well, I'll reverse the trend.
Yeah.
In our, it's the Germans' fault headline of the week: Boar's Head will never make liverwurst again after outbreak that killed 9.
I mean, Zuck would disagree. He'd say it's still the Chinese fault.
Well, yeah, that's true. But Zuck doesn't dual class own Boar's Head.
In our same headline, can we cut and paste the formatting? You know, Matt, the one thing that always stumped me using Microsoft Word was cutting and pasting formatting and then trying to format another piece of text with that. You ever do that one?
Yeah. The
I
format
could never
painter.
figure that out. That's why I was so thrilled I could finally refer to this in a joke. In our, can we cut and paste the formatting of this headline to one of these from the New York Times? How Telegram became a playground for criminals, extremists, and terrorists. Or this one, OpenAI's strawberry thought process sometimes shows it scheming to trick users. Headline of the week: Boar's head will never make liverwurst again after outbreak that killed him. You see where I'm going there?
No,
it was a bit clunky, but
I think I won that one. I'm confused by yours. I don't know what you're talking about.
What I'm trying to tell you is that Boar's head is never going to make liverwurst again. Meanwhile, Telegram, you're hosting social media for criminals. Why do we need Telegram? And OpenAI is now creating a chatbot that is trying to scheme and trick its users. So why do we need OpenAI? Why is it so simple for Boar's head?
I see what you're doing.
No,
They closed
win.
an entire
I was
factory,
convoluted.
and liverwurst is not that good to begin with.
Yes.
And 9 people died, and it's done. They're
Meanwhile,
out. They're
Telegram
out
and
entirely.
OpenAI are out there basically ruining our
They're
future.
basically ruined humanity.
Yeah, humanity at large.
I got you now. All right, I got you.
Yeah, I was sorry. I didn't.
When
I
you have
didn't
to
get there. I
explain a
didn't get
joke,
there.
it's always funnier. All right, you go next.
Well, that's my whole life. That's why no one hangs out with me at parties. All right, here we go. In our, is this what an S&P 500 board with only 18% total female influence looks like? Headline of the week. That's right, only 18% of this
Not
board,
great.
Matt, is represented by the influence of women.
Free Flow Analytics says it's not great.
18%. Delta is reminding prospective flight attendants that they must wear proper underwear to their interviews.
A lot of questions about that to unpack.
Yeah, you
when
know
I
this
picked
is not
one.
directed at men. I'm sorry. You know
Well,
this is. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I took the same exact thing.
Yeah.
In our given 74.6% of flight attendants are women, this is for you ladies. Only Elon Musk can wear a
Oh.
diaper to work like a big fat baby.
Wait.
Headline of the week.
Yeah.
Delta is reminding prospective flight
Well-
attendants they must wear proper underwear.
Couple things here. First of all, shame on you for Elon Musk name dropping because I thought we were
I
going to
needed
avoid
a
him today.
diaper baby man.
But what is that? He wore a
Throwing that.
diaper to work? Is that a real story?
No, it's not a real
that
story.
I care, but okay.
He's a big diaper baby.
I got it,
just,
got it.
you know, the underwear. Yeah.
I'll take this one as a win because I incorporated our data into the joke.
I'll cede that one to you.
And
But I'm
how
going to finish out strong here.
How many disturbing airline industry stories have we covered where there are some sexist shit about women, about their employees? Like, how many of these are we going to cover?
Well, so here's one thing I'm going to out right now. We're in a war in my local community in Central Connecticut.
Ooh, I like
with
wars.
our middle school
Okay.
because they have set out a dress code,
Ooh.
and the dress code is like no midriff, no bra straps, no underwear.
All directed
They
at
made it
girls.
quote unquote gender neutral, but there's so much evidence and data that shows it only affects girls. And on a text chain with all like parents, my kids'
Mm-hmm.
friends' parents, one of whom is a human rights lawyer.
Uh-oh.
She was like, I love how they don't teach they don't teach boys how to operate in a world where girls have bodies. They just teach girls to hide their bodies.
Yeah.
Now we're in an outright war. And then you pull this headline this morning.
Yeah.
The Delta's doing the exact same thing.
But we again, this is not the first time an airline industry has very pointedly told women how to look and dress and act.
Yeah. There was one about like didn't British Air like get see-through shirts
Yeah,
accidentally and then
Accidentally,
like,
yeah, right.
I mean, it's unbelievable
Yeah.
that
Well,
it's 2024 people.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like-
this reminds me of
Stop it.
there's a ad in the presidential race where Kamala Harris is using footage of her interviewing Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh about how many laws do you know that are created to control men's bodies, and of course he's like stumped, doesn't know
He
the answer. 'cause there are
sputters
none.
and
But it's,
yeah.
it's basically the same thing, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
no different. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, come on. This is
my
not fun
suggestion,
anymore. This is not
my
fun
suggestion was that all the kids should go to school naked, and they should police erections. That was
Well-
my suggestion.
anymore. My suggestion, on the other hand, is that we should take our data seriously at freeflowanalytics.com. And all you investors, not just activists, but just regular investors, take seriously when an S&P 500 board has only 18% female influence. That's not okay these days.
That's not cool.
And that's not a controlled board. That's not a Zuck-led board. That's a right.
Nice segue. Perfect
right?
segue.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
To my next headline.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where I win the rest of this because it's the last headline. In our Mark Zuckerberg retains total and complete control of Instagram headline of the week. Instagram gives parents more control over teen accounts.
Well, then this is a tie because I had the same joke essentially. In our Zuck pretends to cede control headline.
Oh yeah, we did have the same joke.
Instagram gives parents more control. Yeah,
we're not that interesting people.
And you know what? This is the exact same thing we just saw and talked about with Telegram's CEO Pavel Durov. Is that when pushed back, they do constantly tweak the horrible stuff their social media platforms do, while also pretending that it doesn't matter and you can't blame me and free speech is at issue, and while raking in billions of dollars. So this is the world we live in now.
It's funny to say he's giving anyone control over anything when he's a dual-class dictator. Same as with Durov,
it's exhausting. All right, finish this off.
All right, let's finish this off. I've only got four here. I've got four.
I'm gonna click off. I'm gonna click off my headphones. But go ahead.
All right. Just because there's asbestos in our baby powder doesn't mean you're sick because of our asbestos. That could be anyone's asbestos. Have you checked Gary's house? I mean, no offense, Gary, but your house smells like asbestos all the time. I'm pretty sure there was asbestos in the break room of the coffee machine. At least it tasted like it. And given these facts, Judge, we rest our case. Headline of the week. Johnson & Johnson gets $260 million talc verdict overturned in Oregon. New trial ordered. And they did, in fact, argue that the woman who brought the lawsuit could have gotten the asbestos from a factory nearby. Not from the baby powder she inhaled that had asbestos in it, from the factory somewhere nearby. That's what they argued.
Right. Come on.
That's not happy, I guess. We only have 74.6% of directorships, 93.9% of CEO positions, and make 120% more money. Mm-hmm. It's a long road to get it all of everything like it used to be, but someone has to climb it. Strap in, boys. Let's get it done. Headline of the week. Elon Musk's quest to make men great again.
Is it really that high directorship? 75%?
That's global.
That's a
that
worldwide
is according
global?
to Free Flow Analytics.
Global?
We pulled all the Free Flow Analytics data. Global is 74.6% of directorship and 93.9% of CEOs. And
I'm going to take the opportunity to yell at our industry a little bit. Why don't we get more angry more regularly about the fact that 94% of CEO positions are held by men? Well, come on. I know we're constantly told it doesn't matter who's on the boards and we shouldn't vote against them because we'll hurt their feelings, but why don't we start changing that outlook? You're starting
to sound like a socialist. We're trying to make men great again here. We
haven't
been great for so long.
Come on, what else you got?
I'm running out of things to say about Elon Musk and his terrible tweets. Headline of the week. I'm running out of things to say about Elon Musk and his terrible tweets.
Well, there was a shocking one.
That's an actual headline.
Yeah, I saw that one. There was a shocking one this morning, which is pretty straightforward, but it makes sense. It says that, yes, the Secret Service is aware of Elon Musk's tweet about assassinating Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So the Secret Service is now in on this. And because, they're going to have to keep an eye on this.
Yeah, they didn't get the joke.
What's the joke? Well, what's the joke exactly?
I don't know, like sarcasm, like ha ha ha, like assassinate someone.
Yeah, like it'd be like if my neighbor told me that someone was killed down the street, and I said, well, why didn't they kill Dave? Well, Gary's house, right? Gary's house smells like it.
Gary.
What about Gary?
His house smells like asbestos anyway.
I don't, so sick of it. All right, come on.
Let's finish this up.
But if it's about Elon Musk, I don't want to hear it.
It's not. I'm sorry, I thought this was the snarky bad joke downer show. How the hell did this headline get in here? Headline of the week. Cleanup Group says it's on track to eliminate the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Finally, some good news. I thought I'd
What?
end us on an upper.
You know, I have often thought about that garbage patch. Why? We've talked about it for years, like where it migrates to, where how it formed. But yeah, how come we don't hear headlines about people trying to get rid of it? Right?
It's like a migratory fish.
Yeah, we're just
they
like
watch it
staring
move
at it
around.
lovingly. All right, that's a good. I like
That's
ending
a
on
good
a good
headline.
note. Come
That's
on.
all we got. That's Hazelnut Rawless. I'm your analyst, Tom Matt Muscardi. We are Free Float. Not to be confused with freeflowanalytics.com, where you can get all of the data about directors that you could possibly want. You usually need to check out our show, Shareholder Primacy, with Mike Levin and Ann Lipton, which drops tomorrow. You also
Yes.
need to get Proxy Countdown on Thursday. The last Proxy Countdown was maybe the greatest thing we've ever done. It was a full board draft.
I tell you,
It's
it
a
is
fantasy
worth
game, basically.
it is worth listening to for that part alone, because it is a fascinating way of re-articulating the kinds of things that we can do when investing in these companies, right, and voting on directors. And I thought it was great.
And finally, we'll be back on Friday to wrap the week. Until then, get lost.
Oh.